Welcome back to AmbitionZ Vape. What up, squad? I hope you guys are doing well out there today. I got a review for you on the Cylin RTA and the RX200 2/3 box mod. Let's take a look at these bad boys. So this was sent to me from Element Vape for the purpose of this review, and this was sent to me from GearBest for the purpose of this review. It's not going to change my opinion of either of these products. I thought it was necessary to do both of these together because they're both Wismec, they're both Jabo. So what we're going to do in this review is we're gonna go down. I'm going to show you the Cylin RTA. I'm going to show you how it works, take it fully apart for you, show you the ins and outs of it, quickly show you the RX2/3 because there really isn't too much difference on this one versus this one. There's not really too much difference. The only difference is that you can have 2 batteries or 3. Without further ado, squad, let's dive down. Let's take a look at these two, specifically mostly the Cylin RTA. Then we'll come back up, vape on it, talk on it, pros and cons. If a mugger stole my book bag, would I go out and buy one? Let you know how much they are, where you can find them. Wrap it up like usual, squad. All right, so sit back, relax, grab a vape. I'll see you guys in a minute. We're at the close-up of the Cylin RTA by Wismec and Jabo Designs. So this is the box that it's going to come in. Cylin RTA, designed by Jabo and Wismec. It's 22 millimeters in diameter. Comes with some notch coils, 5mm by 7mm, not installed. Cotton, O-rings, bunch of good stuff I'll show you. You're going to get these notch coils. Inside, you're going to get the Cylin RTA, the Allen key, quick guide, Japanese Kojendo cotton, Wismec accessories box that has the notch coils. And you're also going to get additional O-rings, grub screws, another Allen key, additional glass piece. And here's the RTA. All right, 22 millimeters in diameter. This thing's pretty unique, a little different. Chuff top. You're gonna get a nice little Delrin chuff top that goes around it. Juice flow control up top that you turn to open and close. Okay. Also, just comes right off. Square peg, you just line it up, you put it on, and then it able to adjust the juice flow control. Okay, that way is closed off, that way is open. And then this comes off as well. This is the tank section. Okay, this is how I take it off. That's the juice flow controls. There's 2 O-rings there. You can definitely take the glass off, and this definitely comes off as well. All right, so that comes out as well. All right, screws in. There's threads in there. And then there's threads there. So it goes in. It's the tank section. This comes apart. This comes off as well. It's held on by O-rings. You just slide it on. That chimney's about 5.8 millimeters in diameter. The drip tip is 8.5 millimeters in diameter. Here's the bottom section where the deck is. So it's the bottom section. It says Wismec Jabo, designed by and manufactured by Wismec and Jabo. All right, it has some knurlings on there, and that's the airflow. That's how it works. All right, it's a little, it's unique. And then here is the bottom section where the airflow is, in the 510 with the peak insulator and the threads. This just is held on by an O-ring. I wish they did something different, but getting this off to get to the deck is it's not the easiest. It was very hard for me to get it off. You'll cut your hand. All right, I've cut myself with this RTA. I usually get it on a box mod. This is not the best tolerance to this part. Okay. It's very, very hard to get this piece off of the deck. I've seen reviews on it. I don't know how they fucking got it off so easily. There's notches down here, and then there's notches inside of here. So, and these are also compatible with the indestructible RDA and vice versa. So what you do is you find where it is, down, and then turn. See, it's a little turn. See that little turn? I don't like how they did it. This thing sucks. So that's supposed to easily come off and on. I don't like the tolerance to it. That's the airflow. It goes under and it hits the sides of the coils. All right, I got a James Mucklin Alien Clapton in there. You got the grub screws there, and you got a grub screw on this side. You want the leads on the bottom aspect, one going this way, one going that way. And you have to take the grub screws out to get the build in. That's how it works. You know, you're going to have a tough time. You can't just loosen the grub screws and then put your leads in. You have to take them out to put the coil in. Definitely a unique style airflow. A peak insulator, as you can see. All right, and then you just put your cotton in there like that. I left it in here so I can show you a good way to wick it up and put a coil in it. You want that coil, you could even put that coil higher. You really want it directly, you know, even a little higher, like to the top of those posts. I could go up like a millimeter or two. And you probably want to put more cotton in there than I do have now. You definitely want more cotton, the better on this. It definitely is a tricky, finicky, tinkering type of device. RTA fully broken down, okay? Yes, you could take the glass off like I showed you, all right? So I'm going to show you how to put it together. Up, and then that clicks in, and then that's how you adjust your airflow. You see there's a notch there, and there's a notch there. There's also a notch on both of these sides, that little notch there. So you want to line those up. Put it in. You'll turn it until it clicks in. A square. See the square? It's like a square going to a square hole. You'll just put that on and you'll turn it till it clicks in. It's held by the O-ring. All right, and then you turn it all the way to the right like I have it now. The airflow, juice flow hole is closed off. You turn it to the left, it's going to open the juice flow. A PB&J from Vape Society Supply. This stuff is the best peanut and butter jelly I ever had. That's what it looks like on the RX200 2/3. There's a notch below. It's the same menu. This is the same menu system as the RX200S. The buttons are different. That's it. The buttons are definitely different. It has Wismec down here versus not having that. Same color, same scenario. It says RX2/3 up top. This 510 to me is worse than the RX200S 510. These airflows look a little different as well. Same menu system, same box mod. You get 200 with the 3, and then you get like 150 with the 2. So what you'll do is you'll hit that button, and that will open up. All right, and then you have your 3 batteries here. It notifies you which way to put them in. Minus, plus. This one's plus, minus. See that? This is the box that one comes in. It's just a 2/3. So if you open this one up, same packaging, guys. You know, I'm not going to go... It doesn't need a full in-depth review. Going to get a micro USB cord. But this is the other door, okay? These go down and these go up. So what you have to do is you have to put that in first. That door is no bueno. See, now I have 2. Doesn't go on very well, to be honest. See that? You hear that? It just fucking, like, I feel like it's going to break. I don't like this door. But it goes in a lot easier than the other one. So you put that on. It's on there. It's intact. Airflow's closed off. So that's the close-up of the RX 2/3 and specifically the Cylin RTA. Let's go back at FaceTime Vape on this thing. We're back from the close-up on the Cylin RTA and the RX 2/3. I'm going to go over the RTA first for you guys. It holds 3.5 mLs of e-liquid. That's all great and dandy. It's 22 millimeters in diameter. Peak insulator. Comes with some notch coils. All that good stuff. How do I feel about it? I've been using this for a while and it's not the most intuitive. It's not the most easiest RTA to use. Okay, this is like for tinkerers. This is for people that like to tinker around, that like to go into the Evolve software on your DNA 200 box mods and really tinker around with the different types of options and your wires and it's for tinkering type of people. If you want to just like put a coil in this, put juice in it, and like go, forget about it. This is not the one for you. There's a lot of pieces to this. The functionality of it really comes down to my experience with it on functionality. I don't think it is fully 100% functionality. I think there's a lot of RTAs out in the market that are a lot easier to use. It only does a single coil. So to me, that's a con. You're leaving dual coils out. The O-rings work well. The threads are nice. The machining's perfect. I like the looks of it. It's definitely compatible with your indestructible RTA. I like the chuff top. I like that it's Delrin. It works very well. Chimney is like 5.6 millimeters in diameter. I think that's very nice for a flavor type RTA. This is definitely a flavor RTA. Now the airflow control ring. I don't like the airflow control ring. To me, it feels cheap. It doesn't feel fully secure on there. It's held on by a fucking O-ring. I wish they did something else besides the way they did it. Now, this is very innovative. The airflow goes directly to the sides of the coils and brings it out. So, I like how they did that. That's very innovative. I definitely like that. Wismec and Jabo do make innovative products. This thing leaks a lot. You get spit back a lot. I mean, spit back galore. I feel like I'm drinking the juice. Personally, recommend to do not open the juice flow hole completely open. It will just leak. You got to get it just right. You got to put a lot of cotton in the coil. You got to have it up. You need a lot of cotton down there, or else it will leak. This thing cries like a baby. I got a single James Mucklin Alien Clapton in here. All right, 28 gauge or 36 gauge. It comes out to a 0.33 ohm build on the RX200. I have it at 60 watts, 4.45 volts in wattage mode because that's what I fucking like. And let's have a vape. Really good flavor, really good vape production for a single coil. Now, putting your coils in and out of the deck is a little bit of a pain in the butt because you have to take the Allen grub screws completely out to put it in and then put them back in. I wish somehow you could just loosen the grub screws, slide in your build, and then tighten them down because you have to fully take off the grub screws. This is what I mean by a tinkering type of RTA. There's a lot of moving parts on this RTA day-to-day usage. For me, it's not really ideal. It does have really, really good flavor, really good vape production for a single coil. The O-ring on the top, I think it needs to be better. I could just take my finger and go like that, and it would fly off. But if you don't get it right, you won't have a good experience. You need to get this perfectly on point. You need to be on point with what you're doing. You have to be very vigilant on what you're doing. And sometimes I don't really like that. I like to put my build, put my cotton, and just vape. And that's it. That's what I like from a consumer perspective. For me, just being a vapor like yourself, not reviewing, not doing products, I want something I can just put a build, put cotton in it, and just vape away and have a great experience. This one is not that type. If you're a tinkering type of person, like I said, this is definitely up your alley. The ring that goes on the deck, this part, okay? It's way, it has like a locking feature where it locks into place and you can't like take it off. That's way too tight. It took me literally 30 minutes in trying a bunch of different things like rubber gloves, using one of these things, my t-shirt. Like, it took me literally 30 minutes. I even had my wife try it to get it off when I first got it. Pain in the balls. Once I put it back on and then try to take it off again, I had to do the same thing over and over again. There's a lot of cons to this. For me, it has a lot of cons. Once it's filled and you put the top on, open the airflow first and then open the juice flow a little bit, like halfway. These holes on this aren't big, but what it's doing is the e-liquid's up here just chilling, and then the hole's open, it just drops. The two holes are directly over the cotton. So it just drops onto the cotton. It kind of drips on there like if you were dripping on an RDA. That's what this is basically doing. It's kind of like an RDA experience, but it's coming from the tank and dripping directly on on your cotton. All the way to the right is wide open. All the way to the left is closed off. I like it about halfway. If I get it just right, it works pretty well. I get a lot of spit back on it. I'm on the fence with this one. I really am. I'm really on the fence with this one. It's not my favorite by any means. It's definitely not my favorite at all. It has good flavor and it has good vape production. Just have to get it right, like I said. There's not too much difference between these two, okay? If you want a 150 watt or a 200 watt device and you don't have the RX200 or S, then this one might be for you. It's got a different color button. It's got different buttons completely. It's got black versus the silver color, all right? It has a button down below where you can hit that and it will take off the battery door. And then, like I showed you down low, you can put the 2 battery door on there for 2 batteries, which will turn into a 150 watt temperature control box mod. You can definitely do that. The door doesn't work well for the dual. This one works well, but the dual battery door does not work well. You really have to cram it in there, and I feel like it's going to break. I don't know if it's just mine. I don't think it is. It just doesn't work well. I don't like the door on this one either. It's like, it's finicky. You have to like pop it, then you have to put it in. You have to put the top in first and then put the bottom in and snap it into place. I could definitely see down the road that those plastic connections that click into place could break over time. So longevity-wise, I don't think this is the one to get either. The RX200S, this one's perfect. I use it every day, all the time. It's very accurate, it's powerful, and this one isn't any different. This is a great box mod. It works great. If you want 150, why would you want 2 batteries if you can have 3? I don't understand that. I really don't get it. I don't vape that high. Well, you get more battery life. Well, the only reason why I could think 2 is better than 3 on this is if you have if you're a girl and you have really, really small hands and this is too big for you in the hand, then yeah, the 2 batteries will work well for you. I don't understand the 2 batteries or the 3 batteries. I don't like the 2/3 batteries. I like the original one. Yeah, they changed, this one has Wismec on it versus this one not having the Wismec on it. I've noticed one thing though, the 510 on this is even worse than the 510 on this one. It's firmware upgradable. If you haven't seen my review on the RX200S, I'll have it in the cards up there if you're interested. I go into a full in-depth review on the box mod, the menu system, the whole thing. This is the same exact chip as this one, okay? The only difference is you can do 150 watts or 200 watts. There's no holes for ventilation on the 3rd battery part. I wish they put a hole down there. There's no holes down there for that ventilation. So there's ventilation for 2, but not 3. Versus this one, it had plenty of holes for ventilation across the whole bottom. This setup here is a nice setup when you vape it correctly. When you set it up correctly, and you get the holes correctly, and you get the cotton and the coil correctly, and then you get the juice flow control and the airflow correctly. If you get it correct, it will vape well. If you don't get it correct, you're going to have a bad experience. So I'm on the fence with it because of that. If I was on a train and a mugger stole my book bag and the RTA was in it, I would not go buy it. I just wouldn't. Me, personally, I would not. Too many RTAs out there. This one's too much tinkering for me. I like to plug, play, and go. I was on a train and a mugger stole my book bag and the RX2/3 was in it. I would not go buy it either. Not saying that these aren't good products. Me, personally, I would not go buy them because I have this one. This one's a whole lot better than this one. Now, if I didn't have the RX200S and I didn't have the regular RX200, okay, and this was in my bag and a mugger stole it, I still wouldn't go buy it. I personally do not see the point of this box mod. I just don't. You can have more battery life. Why would you decide or choose to have less? It doesn't make sense to me one bit. I don't understand the marketing. I don't understand Wismec and Jabo's idea on doing this. I wish they put 4 batteries in this. So you can find the Cylin RTA at elementvape.com. Link on screen and description. That's where it's sent from. That's where you can find it. $29.95, $30. I definitely like this a lot more than the Theorem. I hope you found this video. I hope you found this video helpful or informative. If you did, you know what to do. I give you content daily, 1080p, 60 frames per second. Don't waste your effing bandwidth not being subscribed to this channel. Because I ain't going to bullshit you, man. I'm just straight up. Remember, squad, stay juiced up. Smoking is gone. Vaping is on. Vape on. I'll catch you guys on the next one.